Thursday, August 20th, 2026. We'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Roll call, please. Ms. Oparka?
Member Baccia, excused. Member Mulder, excused. Member Devlin?
Present.
Member Vyzenko?
Present.
Member Tominello?
Here.
Member Oparka, here. Chair Murray?
Present. Thank you. Approval of the agenda is presented, please.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of our minutes. Our minutes from our last meeting, which was May 21st, 2026. Or make note of any changes required.
Make a motion to approve minutes as written.
I'll support.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our first hearing and review this evening, please.
Case 07-26-SLU, Captain's Logistics LLC, 25450 North River Road. This is a special land use and site plan for gas station development.
Thank you. Well, we're going to start out with, I'm going to have ask Adam to do a preliminary summary, and then we'll move to open the public hearing.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good. This is a request from Ali Luabi at Captain's Logistics LLC, is requesting site plan and special land use approval to add a new gasoline service station to the existing convenience store, Captain's Party Store at 25510 North River Road. Presently, there are two different properties that are involved. The applicant owns both of these properties, and as part of this project to attach or add the gasoline station to this convenience store, the applicant is intending to split off a portion of the eastern property and combine it with the western property where the party store is located. If and when that property combination or split and combination would occur, the total combined site size would be 0.92 acres, or just over 30,000 square feet. The property has frontage, about 230 feet of frontage along North River Road. The eastern property is currently zoned General Commercial District. The western property where the party store is presently located was recently rezoned to GC, General Commercial District with conditions. At the time that was approved by the Township Board in 2025, the conditions as part of that conditional rezoning agreement are as follows. One, the property would be combined, the Captain's Party Store property would be combined with 0.23 acres from the abutting property to the east. Two, when or if approved for the lot split and combination to become one legal parcel, the property will then be developed and used as a unified site with the existing convenience store and 4 gasoline pumps with canopy. 3, development and use of the newly combined site will be in accordance with the attached conceptual site plan prepared by AEW Inc. So there was a conceptual site plan that was attached as part of the conditional rezoning agreement. And then number 4, rezoning is conditioned on the applicant's formal site plan, engineering plans, and special land use application being submitted for review and approval under the township's normal, customary, and applicable review process. So that was the conditional rezoning. That is already done and approved by the Township Board. So although the applicant has not, as the date of this writing, made that split in combination, so it's still legally 2 separate parcels. But the site plan does show where the parcel will be split and what the new parcel will look like. But anyway, that would have to be done, of course, as part of this project, as the condition of the conditional rezoning, as well as if you were to approve the special land use and site plan. That split and combination would need to be done. But at this time, they've submitted for special land use and site plan approval. The public hearing this evening is for the special land use component. So in the general commercial district, a gas station is allowed, but through special land use review and approval. So the purpose of the public hearing is to receive public comments on the special land use request, specifically having a gas station as part of this project at this location. The Planning Commission is the final authority for approval or denial of a special land use. So that's important to know. So eventually, or when the Planning Commission is ready, after the public hearing is opened and closed, the Planning Commission would deliberate and make their decision on the special land use request. Any special land use request also requires a site plan. So technically, the site plan obviously informs the special land use request. But that would require also approval by the Township Planning Commission as well. So that's the procedure, that's the process. As the Planning Commission knows, you have 8 standards that you are to use when evaluating any special land use request. That includes things like, is it consistent with the master plan? Is it appropriate based in the, consistent with the characteristics of the surrounding area? Could it be adequately served by essential services and facilities? And does it comply with the zoning ordinance requirements? So there's those standards in there that give you a discretionary decision or discretion in order to determine whether this is appropriate at this location. So if you have any questions for me about the process, I'd be glad to try and answer them before you hear from the applicant and or open up the public hearing.
Thank you. No, I think we'll check with the commissioners if any questions for the planner. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Before, I will please ask you to turn your phones down, off, muted, please. And during the public hearing, please stick to 3 minutes or less, and we'll set the timer. If something is mentioned, you don't need to mention it again, because we're all going to be taking notes, and so to conserve some time, and you'll know that every one of your comments will be recorded, and we'll be taking notes, and we're going to ask the applicant to pay attention as well, because they will ultimately be answering questions after we close the public hearing. We'll open it and close it this evening, as we standardly do. We're going to take in all the information that we received tonight and contemplate. So with that being said, also, so. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yes, you may notice, you might see a lot of people up here tonight, but really there's only 5 of us. We are down 2 members this evening. It doesn't change our voting. We still have a quorum, but we are down 2 members. So we want you to know that, and we take that into consideration as well. And so I will ask you, please be kind with your words. We understand this is a passionate item, so no swearing. Don't be rude, please, because this is, please, I'll just say that. Okay, is the applicant present? Hi, how are you? Did you want to, should we open the public hearing first and then let the applicant?
You can open the public hearing now, that's fine.
Okay, all right, let's go ahead and do that. May I have a motion to open the public hearing, please? So moved. Ms. Devlin?
Support.
Mr. Vyzenko? Any discussion on that? Roll call, please. No, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public hearing is now open. Yeah, I think it is as well.
I can do the
Open
roll
a
call.
public hearing as a roll call.
Okay. Devlin,
Yes.
Lysenko. Tominello.
Yes.
Oparka, yes. Chair Murray.
Yes. Okay, public hearing is now open. Would you like to come forward and give us your summarization of your request, please? Thank you. And let us know who you are.
Good evening, members. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to take in our request today. I'd like to start with, my name is Ali Loabi. I'm the owner of Captain's Party Store and Captain's Properties located on North River Road. Before I start speaking about the project, I'd like to say a little bit about myself. So Captain's Party Store has been family owned and operated since 2000. And I was lucky enough to join that family in 2008 as a first job. And what started as a first job became a career and eventually turned into me being the owner of Captain's Party Store. And since 2019, I've called Harrison Township a home. My wife and I are raising 2 children here. This community means a lot to us. So before it's a business decision, it's a long-term investment in the township. Anything that happens to the township means a lot to us, especially to me, because I grew up here. My first job is here, and I'd like to develop this project the right way, safely, thoughtfully, and we have an amazing team to, throughout this process. We have our civil engineers here, the construction team also here from Corgan Oil. This project is based on our community feedback. We've had, for the past 20 years, people have asked us to, when are we going to see a gas station? And then finally, we're here. The process is long. We understand that. It takes a lot of work. We understand that. However, I think it's overdue. As far as the traffic, we have a traffic study done, but also the entrance of the Captain's Party Store is way too busy because that same entrance is used by the Captain's Corners, which is the condos located right behind the store. And that entrance is used for in and out. And sometimes it gets really frustrating and it's sometimes unsafe. Having the gas station there will be much better for the traffic flow because that entrance will be now an entrance and then we have an exit right on the other side where people would enter only from here and then exit on the other side. So not only it'd be safer for our customers and the community, it'd be safer for the condos that are located behind us. There'd be much less traffic flow on that entrance. And it's going to be safer for the community because it would be in only, not out. That entrance will be used only for entering the property. So I'd be happy to answer any questions from the public. I thank the public for being here tonight, and I thank you guys again for being here tonight.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and take a seat and pay attention, please, to all the comments and questions, and we will as well. Okay. First up, let us know who you are and your address, and then 3 minutes, please. Okay, please come up to the microphone. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stephen Felton, and I represent Captain's Quarters, condominium, Harrison Township. We are the neighbor of Ali Party Store and Party Logistics. And I have been getting a lot of negative feedback from my neighbors at the condominiums because they were under the impression that this new construction was going to block our entrance and make it more difficult to get in. And as it turns out, it would make it easier for us to enter our property because there's going to be a dedicated entrance and a dedicated exit. And so that's why I'm here, because I didn't want false ideas surrounding our little community about what's going to happen. And that's basically it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Please come up.
My name's Shelley Ratty, Brigantine Subdivision. I just have a question, Holly. So I got this flyer in my door and in my mailbox, and I did notice that the guy that delivered it was from the mobile, I'm assuming the one across in Mount Clemens. So I'm assuming he doesn't want competition. So I guess what I'm asking you is, are you going to like provide
If you
competition
could-
to him?
If you could direct your questions
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
the board.
Would
And
you be
what we're gonna
providing
do is-
competition, like price-wise, because I know that mobile's like always super high because they're the only one off the freeway. So they always have like super high pricing, so, I mean, I think that, you know, I would like to see, are you going to provide like competition prices, like,
Actually, no, we're going to take all the questions.
oh, you're going
and
to, okay.
answer at the end.
I'm sorry, I thought you were.
Yeah, sorry, you
Okay.
came late. So-
Yeah, I just would like to see if like there's gonna be competitive, because I mean, obviously, this thing in my mailbox, I'm assuming is from a competitor and they don't want competition, so, I mean, I live in Brigantine, so it's right down the road, so a gas station right there before I get on the freeway going to work, it's gonna be pleasant for me, it's gonna be nice, not having to go to the mobile where the prices are super high and so, and out of the community, I'd rather stay in the community, obviously, so. So that's just my biggest question.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Come up with comments, please? Thanks.
Bruce Godfrey, 32212 North River Road, Harrison. Question. Is the applicant the owner of the trucking company across the street? That a yes?
Oh, I don't know, we're taking all questions and we'll
Okay.
have them
Is
answered.
the applicant owner of the trucking company across the street? They've got numerous semis coming in there all the time that tie up traffic when they're backing in there. 'Cause it's a limited space for getting in and out. That's one of my questions. And North River Road's already got heavy traffic in that area between all the marinas and the two bars that have opened down there, Bumpers and the Mexican one. Sometimes the traffic's terrible just from them in and out. If they do get approved on the gas station, will there be oil separators and that put in for the drainage so we don't have more pollution going into the river? We've already got a gas station on the west side of the highway that's closed up. I hate to see another one added and then not work out. Or is there any intentions of down the road making this like a Sheetz gas station or whatever that's going in several of the areas around town that are massive when they get in there? And one other thing, it lowers the property values in the area. Some people might like that, but no. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Hi, your hat.
Thanks.
Good evening. My name's Joe Munum. My office is 6632 Telegraph Road, Suite 173, Bloomfield Hills, 48301. I was visiting some friends out here over the weekend, and they were telling me about this development. Part of my background is I'm a government affairs consultant who worked on many land use issues, and I formerly had been the chairman of the Sterling Heights Planning Commission, so I appreciate what you all are doing here, and especially the things you have to do to evaluate a special land use approval. My friends were somewhat concerned about this. I told them, yeah, I'll take a look at it, because I do have some experience in this. And I looked at your standards for the special land use approval. I I noticed that one of them is that our gas stations need to be located at an intersection. Now, technically, I guess Production and North River Road is an intersection, but I believe that that ordinance anticipated a four-way intersection to have a gas station on a corner. I believe that was the intent. I also think that this entrance is a little offset from where that even is, so, there's some discussion or debate about what would be an intersection. I, too, would wonder about the environmental standards being so close to the river. But more importantly, I think that you need to look at in a long-term sense, that, yes, there is a gas station right around there. In fact, I looked, and there's about 8 gas stations within 2-mile radius of that location, including one that's been shuttered. Now, many of you have been looking at land use over the years. You've seen all the many Rite Aids that were built, and then as they fell out of use, they became empty, blighted buildings. Same goes with many bank branches. As the economy changes, the use for these things start to diminish. And there's a push right now for us to go into EVs. So I guess you should wonder, given the fact that there is ample supply, that there's questions about how you interpret what an intersection is for the sake of a gas station. And the fact that many local communities have recently been enacting moratoriums while they update their standards for things such as gas stations and car washes, that perhaps this is an application that, if not to be denied, at least to put further thought into before it's immediately approved. Anyhow, I thank you for the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Drurick. I live on Villamar in Harrison Township. When I look at the diagram that's behind you on the screen, I see the entrance and exit to this land as not being a typical 90-degree intersection. People that are pulling out of this driveway that's on the left side of the picture will have to look basically far to their left behind them. And I would encourage you, if this is approved, that you review accident history at this intersection and perhaps, and not perhaps, give serious thought to adjusting the design of that entrance to this facility off this road. North River Road is a curve there. Production Street is across the street. There's a stop sign there on Production. Have there been accidents where people run that stop sign? So I'm quite concerned about the safety. And I don't frequent this area very often, but I do go by it, so I am familiar with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
C. William Bardell, 30-year resident, Point Rosa, Michigan, USA 1. I'm just wondering, what is the romance about the gas stations? I know Donnie wants us to use a lot of gas, but everyone's using less gas now. And I know there's 2 other gas stations, at least over there, that always are, nobody's there. And call it price or whatever you want to call it, location, and I'm just seeing more boarded up buildings myself. So I'm not seeing the romance with the gas station thing. And as far as that intersection goes, it's a cluster over there. That whole thing is a cluster. So, and plus the river being behind it, it's very risky. But thank you for listening and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, Jim Senstock, 31698 San Juan. That's at the end of North River Road. I drive by this site every day, at least every day. And one of the concerns I have, and it's been mentioned already, but I'll re-emphasize it because I like that. We don't need another gas station. The mobile across, that's on the other side of the expressway handles whatever people are going to come in. I just drove by there tonight. There was nobody there. Nobody. At 6 o'clock at night during rush hour traffic. So what is this one going to do? And on top of it, it was mentioned also about the curve. That curve is dangerous. And it was mentioned about the trucking company across the street. I counted how many trucks were there today, and this was light. This was light. There was, where did I put that? Oh, darn. 8 over-the-road trucks, including 2 that had semis attached to them. So there's 8 over-the-road trucks, and that's a light duty. I've seen that place where the parking lot was completely filled up. Where do you think those people, when they pull into that parking lot right across the street from the entrance to this thing, where do you think they line up to get out or in on North River Road? In addition, there was another truck over there. Apparently, LLC, the company that owns Captain's Quarters, uses the lot across the street to store his own trucks. There's at least one truck over there with his name on it. So, you know what? I'm looking at this and I'm saying, first off, I'm looking at the site, at the stuff that was given to the people, you people, and I went in today to look at it, and I was looking for an environmental impact study. I didn't see any. There's none. None. And it says very clearly in your ordinance, the ordinance that was just passed on Monday the 10th, that it's required. Additionally, how are you going to deal with the runoff from this site? I don't see any kind of a plan for some way of stopping the water from running into the Clinton River, because guess what? If it runs out into the ditch on North River Road, it runs into the Clinton River. Additionally, the people behind this site, they've got it looks to me about 25 to 30 feet clearance across the parking lot to the property line of this site. What are they going to do about the vapors that come up from this site, the smells, all of that stuff? There is no need, and on top of it, one of your planning commission requirements is that there be a requirement for this particular type of activity inside the ordinance. There's no requirement here. It was already said that the gas station on the other side, one of them already closed up.
3 minutes.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
I'd urge you not to approve this. Thank you.
Next? Anyone? Please come forward.
There's on-deck chairs there.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
I am a neighbor that lives right behind on Quarter Deck Street, and my name is Samantha Walasek.
Could you speak up, please?
My name is Samantha Walasek, and I live right behind the Captain's Quarters confectioner store. And my concern is the toxic fumes, because benzene is known to be a leukemia cancer-causing agent, and all the other volatile organic compounds that are released from having a gas station. And I know we mentioned the air smells that can cause headaches, dizziness, making breathing harder too for people who have asthma. And we are close to the river, and I know that that's already been stated, but we don't need a gas station. Really don't.
Thank you.
My name is Nikola Chanev. I live in quarterdeck, right behind the captain quarters. I have a couple questions and some concerns for Ali and captain logistics. That's a very difficult intersection there. It's very congested. We share the easement with the party store. Many times there is delivery trucks. We can't go home because there is delivery trucks delivering all kind of stuff. I understand business guy run. Just as it sits, it's already a very complicated intersection. It's a lot of accidents there. As you see, it's on a curve. The people before mentioned that. My question for Ali is he going to have semi-truck pumps at this gas station, or that's going to be strictly for cars? I've been living here more than 10 years. I like where I live. I plan on living here. I love the township. Just having gas station this close, because they're not marked, but we have the Captain Quarters Association condominium right next to us. It's apartment and condos that are right behind the store. All these evaporations, how the people said, cancer, I don't want to be smelling that. I know everybody is looking for their own will. I know Ali, I respect him, he's a great guy and everything. Just, I really don't like the idea because it's right in my backyard. And that's a very difficult intersection as it is, and having additional business. All the semi-trucks literally across the street, they have to back into the parking. That's happening right on North River, additional to all the traffic. That's kind of what I wanted to share. Another thing is I'm very concerned about the runoff. Any of those gas stations, they have waste. I live right on the Clinton River. My backyard is a 30-boat marina. It's so close that that's probably where it's going to go. That's going to go to Lake St. Clair. It's, I don't see any planning about that. The environment means a lot to us. We're not here for there too. It's already 2 gas stations half a mile from us. One actually went out of business. I don't know if it's poor management or what it is, but do we need to put another one in my backyard? I'm concerned about my property value. Nobody wants to be smelling fumes as pulling home or is on the patio barbecuing. What, we're going to blow up the thing next time? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ginger Moody, and I live in Captain's Quarters condominiums. We've covered a lot of concerns already, but there's a few that weren't touched on, and one of them was just the lights and the noise pollution that we're going to be dealing with. That's something that's a great concern because we're already dealing with it from the freeway, then you add the gas station into it. That was the main thing, make sure.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm sorry? Well, no, our rules are 3 minutes. You get 1 chance to speak or 1 opportunity to speak, and then we take that information and then close the public hearing. Yeah, if it's already been mentioned, we've got it. Okay, anyone else? Please come forward.
Good evening, everybody. Mahar Al-Safar. I'm the owner of the 2 gas stations on North River and 94. The mobile gas station and the one across the street that's closed down. I've been in Mount Clemens for over 21 years, and I've been running the gas station, the mobile, for 21 years. We purchased the other one that was across the street because there was not enough business for both gas stations there, and we decided to close it like 2 years ago. I'm here just so you'll know the prices of gas. There's gas stations in the cities here, like in Michigan right now, that they're higher than me, like, 20, 30 cents. And there's gas stations that they're 20 cents cheaper than me. The reason of that, it's like, it depends on when you get your load. If you can get rid of it quick, you get the next load that's cheaper, you lower your prices. Yeah, maybe I'm off of the freeway, like, for 10 cents higher, but any of you can go and check my place and see how I take care of it, and ask the community about, like, how did we change that corner over there? We put a brand new building right on the corner over there too, and we rent it out. There's no such a thing. It's like, we sell our gas very high. And like I said, there's a member of the community here, you could ask him, it's reasonable. And being off of the freeway, yeah, you can be maybe like 10 cents higher. But, another thing I wanted to mention too, Captain Liquor, he owns the property across the street where he's parking his trucks. I'm on a 4-lane, my gas station's like, they're on the 4 lanes, and there's always accidents over there. Imagine like, opening up another exit or entrance, on a 2-lane road with these trucks parking day and night over there. They close North River Road to back into the parking lot. I just wanted to mention that because it's close to my business. I'm not here to to make any difference. It's your call, it's your decision. But there's a few things like, they mentioned my name. I was, usually I'm here, like, I don't stand up here and talk. But when they mention my business, like, in a bad way, I got to come over here and explain it to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Anyone else? This is your public hearing, this is your opportunity, and when we close it, that opportunity goes away. Okay. Right, right. Not during the public hearing.
Madam Chair, we had several letters as well. I don't know if you want to read them or read them into the record. I think they should be entered under.
Into the public hearing?
Yep.
All right. We did receive several emails in opposition and one for. So I don't know if we want to read each one individually. I don't think we've done that previously. We could, or just indicate.
What you can do is you can indicate the number. If you want, you can say who it was and their address and whether they were for it or against it.
That's part of the problem, is it because it was loaded to the public site.
Okay.
We have redactions, so
Do we,
we do have some information here.
No, I can see it because I accessed through the link that Melody sent, so
Okay.
you can see through that link. But what's hard is with the way the OneDrive works, you have to keep going back and
Right,
forth to open
right.
each one.
Yeah,
So
it is kind of frustrating.
For what Adam suggested, because Melody has them labeled as objection letters, that we received 14 objection
Okay.
letters.
I am totally good with that.
and were there any support letters?
I have one support. Well, let me double check to see if the listing was updated, Mel, late this afternoon. Did anything come in late this afternoon?
Yeah, but I think it was 14.
Yep, here it is, 4 hours ago. I have one support, 14 objections. All right. Okay. So are you saying indicate support letter 1 and then the person and whether or not their objection, letter one.
Or just say 14 objection
Okay.
letters received.
Yeah, I mean, we have 14, yeah, we do have 14 that are received,
And you received
and one support. Yeah, and,
They were received by all the board members,
yep,
including the,
And they're available on mine. Oh,
okay. I guess it could be available, as long as you're doing,
well, in the minutes, can you?
retracting the personal information.
Yeah, I mostly just, because most of them were emailed, I just redacted the email because I sent them to the applicant.
But if they're here speaking, they are required to give their
Yeah, their name and their
address.
address.
Why wouldn't
Yeah,
yeah,
They weren't giving their email, it was just showing when it was forwarded, the name.
Yeah, like most of them say their name and where they live. Could you put that in the minutes, the 14 objection
Yeah,
letters
we
with their
could.
names?
okay.
Just so it's on the record, just add their name and,
Objection.
Oh, that's a good way.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
all right,
Just list them.
let's
So
do
it's in
that.
the minutes.
Yeah, that way the name will be recorded.
Because
Okay,
I think sometimes we've had in the past where they're very long, and then we only allow 3 minutes to
right,
comment. here,
exactly.
and this
We have quite a
person
few that are very
takes
long.
up, yeah.
So, and one that's several pages, so. Okay, so we will make it known that we have 14 objections and one supporting email, and the detailed information will be expressed in the minutes for public review. We do have information from Selfridge Air National Guard Base that indicates the location of this property, and that any crane activity would need to, because of the height of the crane, would need to be coordinated. So that's an issue. We were supplied with a traffic study, and that is available, I believe, for review.
Madam Chair, I would like to mention that we were provided it today.
Yes, this afternoon,
Which is
late,
no time for anyone,
yes.
including our planner, to review.
correct. And may I make it known that the traffic study indicates that it was performed November 21st, 2024. So, off-season and 2 years old, almost, year and a half old. We do have a notice of intent for the environmental impact study.
No, I think that's a notice from
That's a
Selfridge.
different,
That's a
different topic.
Not for this.
Oh, thank you, thank you,
That's
thank you.
for Selfridge itself.
Yep, thank you,
It's doing
yep,
the
that's right,
Impact statement.
yep. Okay, we'll have to,
We have
Coordinate
not
on titles.
received, yeah, we have not received any development
no,
impact
on
statement
this, okay.
on this action. Okay.
Okay, well, that being said, if there are no other additional comments, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and then we will answer the questions. Okay, motion, please?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll support.
Motion by Ms. Oparka, supported by Ms. Devlin to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Member Oparka, yes. Member Devlin?
Yes.
Member Byzinko?
Yes.
Member Tominello?
yes.
Chair Murray?
Yes. Okay, public hearing is closed. Okay. Would you like to come up and address the questions, and then we all have our list as well? Okay, thank you.
Maybe they're design.
Say that again?
They're design or professional or engineering?
Oh, yeah.
So, are you expecting me to remember all the questions?
Well, that was part of the agreement. One
I
of
remember
the,
most, but
do you own the trucking company across the street?
yes, I do.
Okay. You are providing a dedicated entrance and exit. Will it only be cars that you're allowing into that driveway?
Yes, cars and boaters also, because That's our number one customers.
But
You know,
not
we're-
some, but
we're-
not semis?
No, not semis, no.
Okay, well, yeah, the semi will have to come and unload the gas,
Yeah, but
no
we'll,
customers.
no customers, no. It's not a truck stop.
Obviously, your price would be determined based on the price of the load at the time.
Yeah,
you-
so
Market
as,
value, thank you.
as far as to Shelley's question, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any competition in the township. I care about my community. I don't care about what the other side is doing. And if, some people said that we don't need another gas station to be there and shut down, we're a family-owned and operated business. We care deeply about our business, and we care about our family, and our family is our business. So there's no way we're going to have our business run down like that unless we don't care about it and we don't care about the community. In that case, I'm raising my 2 children here, as I stated earlier. So I care deeply about them.
Oil separator, pollution into the river, obviously you'll be bound by EPA
Yes.
restrictions,
There's,
guidelines,
yeah,
rules, laws.
we want to do everything that meets the standards of the township.
So township, state, and government.
Correct. And in the traffic study, we did that when we started this project. You indicated it was done in '24. That's when we started this project.
Oh, November of 2024?
When we started.
Yeah, and Madam Chair, to clarify, that was the traffic study that they submitted when they first submitted for the conditional rezoning.
Ah,
Yes.
What is the industry standard for how traffic studies are valid for?
I don't have the exact answer off the top of my head, but I believe it's 2 or 3 years.
So this was within that timeframe that you would consider it valid?
I don't have the exact industry standard off the top of my head in front of me, but 1.5 years, I believe, is below that.
and so, and I'm just going to throw this out there, because this was a question that immediately popped into my head. We're Boat Town. Our activity is summer. Our increased activity is during the summer months, during the non-snow months. Although snow fishing, I know, ice fishing is a thing. Are we in a position where we can request the timing of the traffic study to better, to provide better and more accurate information? I'm just throwing that question out there. And if this isn't an appropriate time to receive an answer, we can put that on our list for.
I think, I can't speak for Mike, I bet Mike will say the same thing, that we would want to revisit that 2024 traffic study, maybe see what assumptions were used. Obviously, it's a point in time, so if they took traffic counts as part of the study, it would have been from the time that they took it. But often they supplement it with additional information, average daily counts that are taken by other entities, the road commission, MDOT, things of
Yeah.
that nature
I
that
did see
span
simulation.
multiple different months. And
Yeah.
so often they can get estimates, so it's not just a point in time. But we'd want to take a look at that again, and maybe we can give you a better answer
Okay. that would be great.
after we've had a chance to dig into it.
Thank you. Okay. Accident history at that location or at that curve, at that corner.
Yeah, so, as I stated earlier, I think having the gas station there with the dedicated entrance, dedicated exit would be much safer for the community, in my opinion, because it's, in my opinion, in the busy season, in the summertime, if you watch the traffic going in and out of that same entrance and exit currently, it could be frustrating at sometimes, and I think that will solve that problem. Having the gas station there will solve that problem, because it's going to be more parking spaces. Most of the traffic, as he mentioned earlier, the delivery trucks everything is going to be shifted to that other side. So it's going to be much less traffic for that easement between the Captain's Party Store and the condominium behind us. Yeah, sure.
Hi, my name is Steve Pangori. I'm
Oh.
with Anderson, Exxon, and Westrick.
Oh,
We're
okay.
engineers on the project. I wanted to point out that the traffic study does have crash data in it. It is dated from when the study was dated prior to Ali starting the rezoning process here at the city, the township, but that information is in the.
Thank you. I know there's 75 pages, and we just received it this afternoon, so we didn't have an
Right.
opportunity to read through.
Totally
it in
understood.
Extreme
And-
detail, but,
I believe we had submitted it earlier on in the process. Thought that the township had it already, so I apologize for
Okay.
any. I can point out that, that the delays at the intersections that we analyzed were all As and Bs. They changed very fractions of a second or a second or less between the existing conditions and proposed conditions. So
And-
I think you'll find.
and when I did read through it, I noticed that there was simulation data that was used to
Correct.
beef up the numbers or attempt to provide a more accurate
Right.
count.
And-
And is that a traffic study standard?
Well, even though the study is dated in November, I'm pretty sure the counts were taken probably a month or so prior to that. I don't know exactly when we took the counts, but that information would be in.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification as well.
I also have Chris here from Corgan Oil's team regarding the smell and a couple of questions that you had. I would like him to answer.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Chris Conklin, Corgan Oil. I was a construction foreman for a petroleum company for 20 years, retired. I was an inspector for Laura, state of Michigan, for petroleum facilities for 15 years. And then I'm with Corgan Oil right now. I'm in their design and planning. And as far as the smell goes, 20 years ago, you could get gas, pump it into a tank, and you see the vapors coming up. That doesn't happen anymore. It's a closed system now. There's pressure vent caps. If you look at a gas tanker dropping fuel, you'll see another hose coming back. It's a vapor recovery system. The smell is 1%, if any. As far as anything else goes, of oil water separators, what they'll do is they'll follow all criteria concerning runoff or oil water separators. Another thing was brought up was concerning the fuel going into the river. Again, this is a closed system. Everything's double and triple wall. Everything is monitored. Sensors on everything. If one little part goes bad, the whole place shuts down. The EPA came in 2018 or 17, and they mandated that you follow our rules because 50 states have 50 sets of rules. So we follow their rules, and they work really well. It's from me being there for 15 years, it's amazing. As far as other gas stations close down, a lot of times, if an owner owns 2 gas stations, they'll close one down so no one would ever buy that property to build another gas station there. He has different reasons, of course, but what you see a lot of gas stations close down is people are buying more gas stations. So what they'll do is they'll buy one, then they'll buy 2 or 3 near them and just close them down. So they have no competition. The big question was the pricing. Corgan Oil is a fuel supplier also, one of the biggest in the state. It all deals with branding. Like Mobile, they have certain deals with pricing. They're usually a 10-year program. So he'll be working with Corgan Oil, with Mr. Corgan, and he has more, I don't know how to say this, he has more, it fluctuates better in his part as far as pricing goes. It's just at a set standard. You're 10 cents higher because you're near a freeway. It doesn't work that with Corgan. Corgan Oil picks these people. They come to us, but we deny 6 out of every 10. That's why Corrigan's is what they are right now, so. Is there any other questions concerning the petroleum part of it?
Chair? Yes, ma'am. I'd like to ask about the state permit process, and then furthermore, what the township stormwater process is going to be, because we have a letter from Macomb County Public Works that the site is too small to fall under their regulation. So I'm wondering what the township process is going to be to regulate the stormwater, and then also what the state permit process will be.
Okay, the state permit process, I've already, since I was an inspector, I submit a plan review to Laura, which is Licensing and Regulatory Administration. I've already have approval for that. I've had approval for that for over a year. It's a long process, and I want to do this before we even start what we're doing, is to say the state of Michigan already approves for a facility to go there. Underground storage tanks, the dispensers. There's the engineer goes through such a process now. There's probably 100 different documents I have to supply just to get a permit. So he's already been approved. I have a copy of that. I can send it to, if it hasn't been sent to you guys already, I can make sure it gets sent to your office. And as far as stormwater sewer, that all deals with after this process is done, then they start in with what needs to be at the facility. So I bet the engineers will determine what is needed, okay? This is just for saying, hey, here's your special use permit. Now I want to see all your documents. I want to see your signed prints. I want to see this, I want to see that. I want to see a new study. I want to see an updated study. There's a plethora of things that this is just getting the ball rolling after his 2 years. He's been working at this, and I've been working at it too, so. Gas stations nowadays, they're not like I said they were 20 years ago. Like the gentleman's mobile, it's state-of-the-art facility. It's a great facility. He has, I know because I knew all the inspectors. He has everything to what the EPA standards are from 2018, which are, they're not any better than California or Florida now. So we fall under the same criteria.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, township stormwater review?
Yeah, so typically the township relies on the county for stormwater review and permitting. They're the ultimate permitting agent. In this case, they did provide a review letter. The township will review stormwater as part of the engineering review and verify that all stormwater is being handled on site and drained on site and collected and ultimately outletting to adequate outlet. But as far as permitting and stormwater management requirements, that the township standards reference Macomb County standards and their permit.
Okay, so the issue with the county is the size of the parcel. Does the township have a minimum size as well?
No, it references the county. So 1 acre development is the.
So there won't be review on the quality of the stormwater as it leaves the site, picking up petroleum on the way out? Because
Well,
it's just under 1 acre.
No, we will review we'll review the stormwater during engineering. Typically, our water quality standards, we give those limits of, acres, sometimes it's half acre, so there's not a specific line in the township engineering standards. We could discuss with township staff any additional water quality requirements. The fueling, I believe the fueling containment items is set by the EPA, as they said. That's all part of the fueling system. Typically, township engineering review doesn't get involved with that.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the fuel containment system. I'm talking about
Yep.
the person who dribbles a few drops from the pump to the car or
Sure.
dumps out whatever it is. Maybe they're filling up a tank.
Yeah, we
dumping
can-
some out. I mean,
stormwater in this case, I think is very important, even though it's just under an acre, because it is right next to the river.
Yeah, we can certainly look into that and discuss with staff
Okay.
what we can do.
And that would be something that I would be looking for as a condition.
Okay. We talked about the intersection, the traffic study, the accidents, the number of gas stations that are listed within a 2-mile radius.
Yeah, so are you including the other city, Mount Clemens, or just Harrison Township?
2-mile radius.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to how many gas stations there is. In my opinion, as a business owner, I see a problem, I find a solution. I think this solution will be not only best for us, it's best for the community.
Environmental impact statement?
Madam Chair, I can answer that.
Yes, sir.
And I called that out in my review letter. The development impact statement is a requirement. They have not submitted a development impact statement. The development impact statement would include topics related to environment. The Planning Commission has discretion to waive all or portions of the development impact statement. I think particularly for the environment, I would like to hear from the applicant and see the documentation that they've discussed. So that is something that I've noted and it needs to be provided.
And in fact, this might be a good opportunity, since you just opened that door. There are quite a few deficiencies from the site plan. And I assume the
Yes.
applicant, you've seen
Yes.
the planner's list and the spreadsheet, so to speak, of what's good and what's bad, what's missing, what's.
Yeah, so as far as the plans go, we want to meet every single standard there is. Again, we want to do this safely and thoughtfully. We want to meet the standards of the township.
And so you're prepared to correct the site plan as it was
Absolutely.
presented to meet all of the requirements and all of the items that have been pointed out?
Absolutely.
Madam Chair, can
Yes,
I-
please. Yes, both
Go
of
ahead,
you.
Miranda.
In Adam's letter as well, he talks about large truck and trailer maneuvering. I know we said it's not a truck stop. He said most of his customers are boaters. How about a truck with a trailer on it? How does that maneuver around the site? This site plan that's in front of us shows cars, and I guess if that's the queue, in parking spots that are shown for parking. So I guess I would be looking for more detail on maneuverability of the site. Which we've asked for other gas stations in the townships in the past.
So general maneuverability and more specifically boat traffic. Cars with trailers, trailered boats.
A truck with a trailer.
Really what you need to see is for the fueling vehicles, the delivery vehicles, you'll need a template for that. And then I think we'd like to see a truck with a trailer for boats, depending on the larger size boats that is anticipated. So that usually is just kind of added to the plan and you can kind of see that maneuvering around.
We do have turning templates that we drove on this site plan for the gas fueling truck, how it would come in and how it would leave. We can certainly show that in our next submittal, and we'll include a truck with a trailer that's coming through one of the gas fill-up stations. Show you how.
Okay, team, anything else?
Sure. So all the plans look great. I got to tell you, it's about 10 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bucket. Your plans show an illusion that will not work. First of all, you have 8 pumps. It would be the 4 southern pumps. To me, if this is to be approved, need to go away. The reason being is because the line of cars on the southern end of the 4 pumps will interfere with the parking on the north side of the building.
If I could respond to that, if you're looking at the landscape plan,
I am.
the site plan is what you should be looking at. Those parking spots in front of the store are going to be
Okay.
removed. They're called out to be removed.
Okay, so let me continue. The other thing is, you have you're showing cars parked right next to 4 pumps. That's not how cars stage next to pumps. On a pump to the east, a car is going to be outside the canopy, not under the canopy. So if you have maximum capacity, and you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 cars there, will be way outside the canopy, which then causes a bottleneck for cars coming in and trying then to leave out the exit. So what's going to happen is cars coming in are going to have to compete with cars getting gas to hit that exit. Same thing with the condos. If cars come in to the west entrance and come down, when they come out and they go back out, they're not going to want to compete with the cars getting fuel, which means they're going to go out the end. It's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. Same with the property over on the east side. You really think the people and the employees and customers are going to be coming in here, competing with the traffic, then going all the way to the east and parking that lot? Nope. They're going to come in the out, and they're going to leave the out. Same thing with the ingress and egress for, I believe they're apartments to the, I believe, south. You think they're going to come over here, fight traffic that people are pumping and get into their parking spaces? Not going to happen. Okay. The other thing is, I just want to state, one of the conditions say that the site must be in harmony with the surrounding area. Being a gas station next to 2 residential areas, to me, is not in harmony with the area. That's just my thoughts.
Anything else, Mr. Tomlin?
Nope.
Thank you. Okay, I think we, and please correct me, commissioners, we've asked the applicant to address the intersection, the traffic study, the vapors, the runoff is still an open issue.
Lighting, we haven't talked about.
Yeah, we
Lighting.
didn't talk
And
about lighting.
sidewalks.
Yep, let's talk about lighting and sidewalks.
photometric.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's one of the missing.
Yeah, so that was a comment that I had brought up. The photometric template really was just kind of for the canopy and wasn't placed on the site. And it also does not reflect any lighting that might be at the Captain's Party Store. The ordinance has an average requirement that needs to be met, which they don't presently meet based on that photometric plan, but we really do need a photometric plan that is customized for this site and incorporates this parcel as combined so that we can get an average to confirm that it meets the ordinance requirements. So that is definitely something that needs to be worked on.
Say it again?
Sidewalk?
Sidewalk?
So the ordinance, as you know, for new development requires a frontage sidewalk to be provided. We do know, and you've done this before, in certain instances, the ordinance does provide the planning commission the ability to modify that where you find there's no good purpose served based on the characteristics of the area and the existing pedestrian routes within the area. So this would be something that is probably worth commenting on this evening so that the applicant knows what to do on a revised plan, whether you'd be inclined to potentially waive that requirement or whether you'd want to see that frontage sidewalk.
I can speak to this a little bit. The county is working actively with the township and other coastal communities in Macomb County to establish a trail network, and one of the potential routes is along North River Road. It's just in planning stage, so it's not that far along, but there is room under I-94 where potentially a pathway could go versus the opposite side of North River Road where there's not.
So you're saying,
Access. I'm just saying, it's not a planned route right now, it's not in our master plan, it's not in any of that. But I always hesitate to waive sidewalks to begin with, and just knowing that if there was a pathway there, a long-term goal, and there happened to be a party store along said pathway, it would only be a benefit to his business
absolutely agree.
to have that there. Plus, it's a convenience store, so if all the money fell out of the sky and we could build the best pathway in the world, it would be a benefit to everybody in the area to have a pathway there. But I also know it's very narrow on site. So.
It's, you're right, like a lot of Harrison Township is. Okay.
That would probably require road department review too, I'm sure. Sometimes they're not in favor of things.
Has the Macomb
Yeah, we have that. I was gonna mention that.
Department of
They
Roads?
said they had no issues.
Okay.
So I also would say, like, they would be considering these entrances and exits as well for, I mean, they have to take that into
Yeah,
account for
yeah,
safety,
they're
so.
definitely going to have to take that into consideration. I did not see part of our packet. You're saying that there was a Macomb County Department of Roads?
Probably missed it because they just write on a sheet of paper, no issues, with a red pen.
It's on there. It's in there
Larry
though.
has
It's in
it.
Melody's list.
Okay. All right. so
It's
I have
not
it.
very formal like the one we get from Public Works.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, so.
Yeah, it's this.
No. Oh. Okay, got it. No objections. Okay, thank you. Okay, any other questions that you may have gotten that I didn't pick up on?
Well, it's not a question. I believe save the best for the last. A lot of the objections, letters, or, people concerns, I believe it was highly motivated by the owner that came out and spoke earlier. And then to Shelley's comment, they were going around handing out flyers, putting flyers into people's mailboxes, which I don't know if that's legal, but we have video footage also of them doing that. And it was shared, and I've received so many phone calls from people saying, hey, did you know about this? And I'm like, I'm not worried whatsoever. I'm doing the right thing. I'm focused on my path, and that's what I want to do. So I hope you guys, when you vote on this, you consider that. I am willing to do whatever it takes to meet the standards of the township.
This is a good opportunity for me to explain, and I'm kind of glad that you led us there. We're bound by this book.
I understand.
We are bound by the rules
I
and the
respect that.
regulations for the township. we don't make the decision because we don't want it, or we don't like it, or we like it, we need it. We make the decision based on the standards for the special land use. Sure, we have some room for give and take, like the sidewalks. In some cases, I think in the past, we've made some waiving of that requirement. But I can tell you, this team, 98% is decided on, probably 99%, the rules and the regulations.
And I respect and
We
appreciate
don't,
every one of you
we don't
guys
take
for
into
doing that.
consideration that somebody stepped
Thank
on
you.
a toe somewhere.
Thank you.
Just-
I
just so
really
that you know.
appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Finally, I just respectfully ask for you guys' approval for the special land use.
Okay.
And I am committed to do anything that meets the standards of the township to get this done the right way, safely and thoughtfully. And I love my community. I want my children to be happy here and for the future, hopefully take over our business.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, commissioners.
Did we want to mention the fire marshals?
Yeah, oh, yes, I did, I mentioned Selfridge, I did not mention the fire marshal. And you do have a copy of all of the, okay, oh, excellent, I don't have to look it up, thank you. The fire marshal stated that the submitted plans are deficient in 10 separate items, and they must be addressed on a new site plan before the fire department can recommend approval. And you've been provided with a copy of this, and they're pretty significant. So, thank you, Larry. Sure.
Like I said, we're committed to do everything to meet the standards of the township. And I would highly appreciate if you guys consider the approval of the special land use, since we already got the conditional rezoning approved. So this is, I would say the special land use is our critical point at this point. And then the site plan, we could redo that, re-review that, and we do it to meet the standards. But whatever the standards are, we're willing to meet them. We're committed to meet them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
In my opinion, there is just so many elements missing that I could not make a decision or recommend approval at this point. I would recommend that we talk about maybe tabling so that the applicant has the opportunity to address all those things we talked about: environmental impacts, stormwater, site maneuverability, photometric plan, other site design issues that are sized more appropriately to the lot.
Ms. Devlin, if that was a motion, I'll support it.
That I could, yes, that's a motion.
So, and may I ask that you
Yes.
also include, specifically reference every item mentioned in the planner's letter, every item specifically mentioned in the fire chief's letter.
Planner, engineer.
Yeah, planning.
So those items that I mentioned, environmental impact statement, stormwater treatment, site maneuverability, photometric plan, site design issues that are appropriate to the size of the site, as well as the items listed in the planner's letter and the fire department's letter.
Did you want to add stormwater?
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Okay, thank you. I'll support that.
What about development impact statement?
I said environmental impact statement.
Go, okay. We're not.
Are they the same?
Are they the
The-
same?
In this case, they're
The
different.
development impact statement requires narratives and information to be supplied regarding land use impacts, environmental impacts, health, safety, and welfare. So that would cover things like noise and as well. So that is, and traffic, so that's kind of all encompassing.
Okay.
So maybe if you wanted to, instead of saying
Environmental, say.
the environmental impact statement,
Development.
change that to development impact statement,
Yeah.
that's consistent with what the ordinance asks for.
Yes.
So amended. I will change it to development.
Support amendment.
Okay, so we have a motion as stated, we have support as stated. Any additional discussion on that motion?
Does any of those line items include traffic safety?
That's part of the traffic study.
And site maneuverability.
Okay, if no other discussion on the motion, roll call, please. Ms. Oparka?
Member Devlin?
Yes.
Member Tomanello?
Yes to table.
Thank you. Thank you. To table.
Member Vizenko? Member Oparka, yes. Chair Murray?
Yes. Okay, this item is tabled. We didn't do a date specific, so you have an opportunity to clean up your site plan, get everything that the township is asking for in order. And then we will see you back here when you have that. If it's next month or the next month after that.
No. Public hearing was opened tonight and
Yeah,
closed.
and we closed it tonight, yeah.
But we will be looking for all these items.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I just had it, so if the applicant could contact our office regarding the conditional rezoning agreement to get that finalized. Great.
Okay.
Just one, couple quick questions. Can we get some direction on the sidewalk? Brought up, talked about briefly, and so we know what to do when we,
Yeah, Melody, that information is present in at the building department? Or,
I would
No, he's
encourage the
asking.
applicant to reach out to staff, and we can provide the best direction we can.
does that answer? Okay, thank you.
that motion was for both the special land and for the site plan?
That's correct.
Site plan?
Special land use.
Oh,
and site-
okay, yes,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, old business, and so we're going to continue on with our meeting. If you want to hang out and watch us work, you're welcome. If you're leaving, please do so quietly. Thank you.
What do you mean? You don't want to stay?
Thank you guys again, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone, for being civil.
Oh, I'm on the ZBA. I'm like, why
Okay,
can't I find
take it
the-
outside, please. Take it outside, please. Thank you. Okay, old business, accessory building regulations discussion.
Okay, Planning Commission, I have a memo for you on this topic, continuing the discussion from the past several Planning Commission meetings. And I'll pull open the draft so that it's up on screen here.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to let you know that we did another kind of just final look through of the document, of the draft, before we would deem it ready for public hearing. Kind of playing like devil's advocate against, the work that we had done, looking for loopholes, looking for things of that nature. So I'm sharing with you in your packet up on screen as well. So again, these are proposed amendments related to, in particular, boathouses and covered boat wells. Also, carports are included in this package as well. So we're providing a better distinction by better definitions for what a boathouse is versus what a covered boat well is. One of the things in looking, so the yellow highlighted is new, kind of things that we had found as kind of improvements. You'll see up there in the definition embedded in the old definition of boathouse is that it's limited to the storage, shelter, and simple routine maintenance of privately owned boat. The term simple routine maintenance is completely up for discretion. And it doesn't seem like that's in our governmental interest. A boat is going to be there. Clearly, the owner of the boat will be doing maintenance. Is it simple? Who's going to determine that? So kind of problematic language that can be eliminated by simply saying it's for the storage and shelter of a privately owned boat. For both the definition of boathouse and covered boat well, one of the questions is, well, what's a side? So, we had indicated that a boathouse has one or more sides, as distinguished from a covered boat well, which contains no sides. And so that's embedded in the definition, but here we would even clarify for the purposes of this definition, same statement, both definitions. Any wall, panel, screening material, lattice, enclosure, or similar vertical element attached to the structure shall constitute a side. So I'm hopeful that that just kind of clarifies your intent. As it relates to the carport definition, we had come up with, the first line there is the current definition. I think we had found another one, an open-sided vehicle shelter, usually, but not always, formed by the extension of the roof from the side of a building. And so again, simplifying, getting rid of some of that up to discretion language, simply saying it's a roofed, open-sided structure designed for the shelter of motor vehicles.
Clean, clear.
Cleaner, clearer.
Yeah. And specifically stating that a carport shall be considered both
Yes.
an outdoor
In,
parking
yes,
space. Yeah.
yes. In the amendments related to section 5, those are just the definitions. In the amendments for 5.02, kind of the one thing that stood out a little bit is, we're kind of providing, the whole purpose of the amendment is for a covered boat well that we don't count, a single covered boat well would not count toward the maximum number of accessory buildings allowed on a property. And then, and so someone might say, oh, you're exempting a covered boat well from the accessory building requirements, right? No, just as it pertains to the maximum limit. So just having this final sentence added, nothing in the subsection shall exempt a covered boat well from any applicable setback, height, placement, or permitting requirements of the ordinance. We're just talking about the maximum number here. So those were the additions to the draft that I felt were appropriate. And so I'm looking for any additional comments that you might have on the draft. And we also did receive a couple of comments in writing on this. I don't know, did you, planning commission members, see those comments? So.
But this isn't, we're not in public hearing.
It is not in public hearing, but I'm just sharing with you. I don't know if any of those comments, I'm sure you all read them, but if it factors into the discussion at all. If this is ready to go, we would now be ready to schedule the public hearing.
Yeah, if anybody has anything additional that we want to add or change, I think it's clear, it's definitely clearer. Yeah, let's set it.
So you can just direct us, which you have already, and we didn't schedule the public hearing. I wanted to do this final review.
Okay.
So we know that we're ready to schedule the public hearing, so just give us your blessing with that. It doesn't
Okay.
even have to be a formal motion.
No motion
Do
or,
we need a motion for that?
If you'd like, you can do a motion.
Do we take public comment?
You can take public comment today.
Yeah.
okay,
If the chair would be
sure,
okay with that.
yeah.
But
Any-
that doesn't count, we still have to.
It's
have
not
a
the public hearing, no.
No,
And have
no,
public
it's
just
comment
public
next
comment.
time.
In case anybody would like to address the changes listed above? We'll stick with the 3-minute rule, though.
Yes. I'm Dave Droik. I live on Villamar, 38020, Harrison Township. And I have a canal, and I have a covered boat well. But in my thinking and the concept of a boathouse versus a boat well, talk about sides and its vision through the object that the boat well, the boathouse. But if you have a hoist with a boat on it, you're down the canal or down the property line is greatly restricted, more so than if one had an accessory building sitting on the property line at the edge of the canal. So in my technical thinking, I'm an engineer, if we're considering updating this document, we should be giving serious consideration to a boathouse that has a hoist. And
Raised.
oh, by the way, if it doesn't have a hoist, then that boat isn't there in the wintertime, here, at least 6 months out of the year. And if it does have a hoist, that boat's there in the wintertime, elevated at least another 3 to 4 feet out of the water, further impeding any vision, sight line.
So your comments are specifically about view
Well,
or impeding
excuse
view,
me, yeah, when I think about a boathouse,
like a structure.
yeah, it's a structure and it's restricting one's sight line. And if you have a boat, well, with a hoist on it and a boat on it, 12 months out of the year, and 6 months of those years, it got some winter wrap on it, no way are you going to be able to see through any part of it. So, I wrote a letter to that effect, and I emailed it to you. So, 2 minutes.
Thank you for clarifying. Appreciate that. I don't know how you would word something that would define that, if that were an issue or not an issue. I mean, anybody who has a hoist in their backyard is obviously going to have their boat hoisted at some point.
But even if they don't have a covered boat well, they can still have their boat hoisted, blocking someone's
right.
view.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I thought the reason we had decided to do this was because the covered boat well is over the water, being out of, not,
Structurally.
yeah. Like over the water versus in the property.
So if we, so if we don't mention anything specifically about a hoisted boat, are we putting ourselves at risk for? I mean, it kind of goes with the territory, right? I mean, that's how I think of it. It goes with the territory. If you have a hoist in your backyard, clearly your boat's going to be hoisted at some point. Yeah, yeah.
Well, the ordinance doesn't address right now hoist,
Right,
boats on
I mean,
hoists.
then we're
Doesn't address
really-
winter storage, on a hoist.
Yeah.
Those are all things that are kind of left at the homeowner's discretion.
And they don't count as accessory structures.
Right.
So
Although
if
I-
we wanted
that's a
to
good
start
point.
regulating those, we're gonna have a lot more accessory structure
And
discussions.
I don't think we want to do that. I mean, I don't think we want to do that.
Because then what about jet ski hoists? Like,
Well, and then you're
What
looking
about
at percentage.
yeah.
Then you're looking at percentage of structure on property then too. You would have to take that into consideration. I don't know if that's a. That's okay. We just want to make sure that it gets, everybody can hear it.
If you go around and look at the number of boathouses, covered boat wells in the township, you're going to find 90% of them have a hoist on them with a boat. And those boats are 30, 35 feet in length. And they're inset from the canal.
Some are, yes, some
Well,
are.
in my neighborhood,
Are they?
all of them that are covered are inset from the nominal seawall.
Yeah.
So I thought whenever you were going to be reviewing and amending, considering to amend this ordinance, it was sightlines that predominated. And
And I think it's more structural.
It's structural,
Yeah.
and that's why we
Yeah.
address this ordinance.
But that is that is
Thank
an
you.
interest, yes,
Thank
that
you.
is
I-
something to
I-
take into consideration.
But I guess here's the other side of that. Okay, so we start regulating every hoist in the township, then we're gonna end up with more boats shrink wrapped on people's driveways.
And we don't want that.
Because they're not gonna wanna pay to take it somewhere to store it.
Let's be real, who's gonna enforce it? Anyway.
Right, right. Yeah, I know people, they just winter in their hoist. I mean, that's their, right, exactly,
That's
exactly.
why it makes
yeah.
sense.
Okay, so are we saying then we're not gonna contemplate making any change to what we have listed here? Nothing specific about hoisting, we'll leave that sight line idea as a, up to the, I mean, if somebody comes in and complains, we don't have any, you're on the water.
Adam, do you have any thoughts on that?
Have any
Is that something
jurisdiction
that-
over sightline though?
I could see the point about the sightline, but I
Sure.
also fear kind of opening up that topic and it kind of spirals us down a path because, you know, as we said, you can have a hoist outside of a covered boat well, but that isn't addressed. So, you know, one of the things we can do is also ask for comments, maybe from the building department and enforcement department, to see their thoughts about just this ordinance in general, and we can even share, you know, the sightline hoist comment with the building department to see what they might have to say. We're not making any decisions tonight, so we can ask for their comments maybe when you evaluate this during the public hearing.
Okay. Thank you.
I will go around the township and look at everyone's covered boat well and tell you what percentage of them have hoist on and what percentage don't. And it's going to be.
I mean, then
We
we
will
have
not-
to take into
I'm not sure
consideration
that-
We will not
every
turn
hoist
down-
in the township.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that's helpful because the argument about, or the comment that you can have a hoist on land that's hanging over the water. You can have a hoist that's attached to your seawall. I mean, you can have a davit. where
Well,
things
some of-
are hanging. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
other.
Some of the properties, their property line actually extends into the canal or to the other side of the canal. And so, and some of the property, like you said on Villamar, they're inset. So at some point, the property definition must have been clear
Right.
that those boat wells had to be
Yeah.
inset.
I live in the Point Rosa Homeowners Association, about 5 subdivisions, and there are 278 waterfront homes. There is no lift system that is permitted to be outside of the nominal seawall. All hoist systems must be landward nominal seawall line.
Well, there must be some grandfathered in.
Well.
Yeah, and
there-
that's a homeowner.
Because I know a
there-
lot of,
There is.
Not to get anybody in trouble, but.
There is, because those persons' property lines go all the way across the
Yes,
canal.
yes.
But those are very unusual properties,
Seaway,
not the norm.
yeah, Seaway Island is
Yeah.
one
And
of
here
those.
again, it's a
Except-
covered boat well. There's just no lift systems that are in the waterway. They're hazard to navigation.
Thank you.
Larry Paluchek, 37911 Seaway. Mr. Young, could you clarify what you meant about single, double boat wells? Something about single?
Did I say something about single or double boat well?
I think you said something about single.
Oh, yes. So the language here says that a single covered boat well shall not count toward the maximum number of detached accessory structures permitted. However, any additional covered boat wells and boathouses shall count toward the maximum. So it's, the intent from our discussions was that if one covered boat well is kind of exempt, but a second one is not exempt. That's the intent of this language, but I think maybe I understand where
Which
you're
was
going.
a comment provided by the building official, that we didn't want to exempt all boat wells so that people just start throwing up 20 covered boat wells on their
Okay.
property.
In the
Correct.
case if you had a boat well with a structure covering 2 boat wells, we have many of those in our association. So would you count that as one accessory, or would it be 2?
I would imagine it's counted as one. It's one structure, right? 4 posts, big enough to cover 2 boat wells.
So what would stop somebody from, say, put 4 boat wells, cover it with 1 roof?
Right.
And then you're cluttering up the boat, you're cluttering up the waterfront. You know, we're trying to clean up the waterfronts, and you're almost giving a, hey, license to put more in.
So maybe we should clean that up just a little bit. And we
The
thought.
maximum
by
size or something?
Well, we thought by stating single, because everybody,
It's a single cover boat well. In our ordinance, we describe what a well is as well.
Yeah.
We've had that discussion before, where a well is for 1 boat,
One boat,
not
okay.
2 boats.
Okay,
So
well, that
would be
addresses
something
that.
we can-
That's in
I
our
think it
ordinance.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is in our ordinance, we've had that discussion many times.
Yeah.
Because our parking relates to the number of wells, boat wells. But maybe it's not in this section.
Yeah, so we'll take a look and see if there's clarification provided in the ordinance, because that's important. If it's clear that if it's clear that a single refers to one boat, maybe that's, introducing maximum size, that could be problematic. But
Right.
maybe if somehow we can clarify a covered boat well as 1 boat.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we had that discussion related to parking
Thank
at
you.
marinas. Because we needed
That's right.
2 parking spaces for 1 boat well.
Right.
But at one point, we were considering what was 2 boat wells technically, because you can have a boat on each side.
Yep.
So maybe look at that
Yeah.
part to see
So
how we
we'll-
clarify that.
There may be a definition for boat well already in the ordinance.
That's
I
what I'm
didn't include it
thinking,
in
yeah.
this draft here because we're not proposing to make any changes, but we'll look into that.
So it seems like some of the concerns and comments that I'm hearing are, not now, but at other times, are about some of these boat wells and boat houses falling into disrepair. So that isn't anything that we're doing, that we can address, right? That is a code enforcement issue. That is something that they need to call the township and fill out a form with the complaint that it is in disrepair, or even with their homeowners association, and check if those have rules. But what we're talking about isn't on that level, right? Just want to clarify that, because some of the comments that we're seeing are, what if it's falling down? That's not an issue for us to
You're right. The maintenance
That's
is
an
an enforcement
ordinance,
issue.
yeah.
And it's not, I feel like not everyone realizes that they have to, call the township or fill out the form or whatever and submit the form, and then it'll be reviewed by the code enforcement. Am I saying that correct, Melody? They fill out a form with the issue, the ordinance violation, and that prompts the township to start an investigation. Might take a while.
I've got a few questions.
All right, go.
I'm coming a little late into the game. I was not on the planning commission when this thing was introduced in May. I do have a couple of questions for Adam. I'm trying to understand why we're separating covered boat well and boathouses and not keeping them all as one. Maybe you can explain that, but then the roof areas of, the zoning ordinance has provisions of maximum lot coverage and roof sizes. Does that come into play? If we're not counting a single boat well as an accessory structure, since it has a roof, is it falling under the maximum lot coverage under the zoning ordinance? And then in regards to code enforcement, I think this is going to be a very difficult thing to enforce because by state statute, code enforcement can only view violations from the public way. And unless the township buys a boat for code enforcement to go up and down the river, a lot of the ones that may fall in disrepair, and these ones that we have pictures of are absolutely awful in, under the property maintenance code, they would fall under violations there. So I don't know how it's going to be enforced. If they're not viewable from the public way, code enforcement can't write it. It's something that would never stand up in court if it ever went that far. But the biggest thing is I'm trying to get an understanding. Why did we define the both of them separately? We regulate them separately. Why are we not regulating them as one, whether they have a site or not? And primarily, a good point tonight was the ones with the hoist and the boats sitting in them all winter. It's no different than a boathouse with sides. You know, it seems like we got a little bit of work to do here, but, you know, and then the lot coverage. 'Cause I could see where the lot coverage, when I was doing consulting work for township, lot coverage is a big thing with accessory structures, so.
I'll cover the lot coverage. So again, in this language, kind of the new language today kind of clarifies here. And this would not be an exemption from lot coverage. It's just an exemption from the maximum number of accessory buildings that could be permitted on a lot. So lot coverage would still apply. I think maybe the planning commission could better answer the, you know, kind of the.
I can answer
what's
that.
driving
Yeah.
the
So
ordinance
this was an
amendment.
issue that came to the ZBA because there is a resident who would technically have 3 accessory structures, which is over the limit. He has a shed that he installed and a gazebo. His covered boat well was there when he moved in. The shed that he installed houses all of the stuff that used to sit on his driveway in a trailer permanently on his driveway. He came to the ZBA. We didn't find a hardship. However, I brought this to the planning commission from the ZBA because I was asked by the ZBA to consider exempting a covered boat well because it's not on the property and you can see through it. So that's why we're here.
And that's where the sides came from.
Yes, and that's why the sides came up.
All right, thanks for the
Yes.
info.
And his option is to take the shed down and bring his trailer back permanently on his front driveway which our ordinance allows for, to house the stuff
All the
that's in his
stuff.
shed. Which we revised our ordinance a few years ago to try to clean up the number of vehicles stored on people's driveways.
Okay,
The
thank you.
Township, to make that sound.
Not just
Did I sound
vehicles,
that-
but trailers. and-
Trailers and boats and all of that.
Hi, so I'm the resident, Nick McCready, 38077 Seaway. So the big differentiation in the boathouse and the covered boat well is covered boat well's open air. If I have a boathouse with any enclosed sides, I have more storage. Ladders in there, kayaks, canoes, whatever, it won't be visible to the neighbors. Just having an open air covered boat well, if I start hanging ladders and canoes and kayaks, everybody has to look at that. Nobody wants to look at that. So I put the shed there. Shed is my third accessory structure, which created all this. So we're just trying to clean up our yard, keep all of our junk hidden, all our neighbors. I can't store anything under my boat well and my boat. And even if I have a boat raised up on a hoist, you can still see around. I don't care how big the boat is, you can still see through. It's open air. The boat's raised all the way up to the top, it's covered in shrink wrap. Still visually see around that boat. It's not like if I had 3 walls going from roof to ground. So that's the differentiation between the boathouse and the boat well, as far as what we've talked about the last 5 meetings.
Thanks.
Yeah, I should say this started well before May, too. I want to say
It's really all about the number of accessory structures
structures.
permitted and whether or not, how we're going to classify this, a boat house versus a boat well as an accessory structure.
well.
Yeah.
I have just 2 other comments. It's really important for me and for this man, clearly understand the meaning of this document or this section of the ordinance, because we have a lot of people in our association, 278 homeowners, probably twice that when you get spouses. They're not hesitant about asking questions. And they can get pretty nasty about questions when you can't answer them clearly. Regards to storing stuff in my boathouse, I have a hip roof on my boathouse. I've had my boat trailer up there many years stored out of sight, and I've had 16-foot canoe, bright yellow, like that highlighted. It can't be seen either from the waterway or the street. So, you know, if you really want to put your mind to finding avenues to satisfy your personal desires, well, I've been able to do it at least. But the importance to me of understanding this, really great. You have a tough job. Tough job.
Thank you.
So just so these gentlemen understand, the next step is a public hearing where we will be taking
Or
formal
not taking
public
action
comments,
tonight.
and then taking some kind of recommendation to the township board, who will then decide.
Yea or nay?
Yea or nay. Yeah. Or send it back.
Right,
For
right.
revision.
Right.
You mentioned put the shed there to get rid of a trailer. There's another boat trailer there now. I don't see how putting a shed in got rid of a trailer.
So did we decide that we'd like a motion to have a public hearing, or we're just?
You can go ahead and make a motion,
Okay.
if you'd like.
I will make a motion to schedule the public hearing for the proposed zoning amendments.
Is September 17th, is that enough time, Adam, or?
Well, we want to, it's enough time for the notices. Yeah, you just need one newspaper notice 15 days in advance.
So the next meeting. Okay.
I'll support.
Okay, so, Ms. Oparka, Ms. Devlin, to schedule the public hearing for 9/17/26, which is our next planning commission meeting.
So on the discussion, I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't attach a date to it, just in case if Adam has further thoughts or has time to confer with the building department, like you said.
I think that's reasonable.
Okay, so we'll say at a future.
At a future, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So, future,
Or, no, whenever
we'll just
that-
say, we'll say, it most likely will be, but we'll say
because we wanted
future.
to talk to the building department.
Yeah. Give them some time. Okay, any new business? Correspondence, notice of intent, environmental impact statement.
But it's a biggie.
I came across it.
Yeah, so this is just correspondence from Selfridge, giving you information about notification that they're going to be undertaking an environmental impact study as it relates to some significant improvements at their Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like relocating Rosso Highway, right?
Yeah, it's my understanding they're looking to
Refueling.
shift
Yeah.
the main runway further to the north. That would require a relocation or readjustment, realignment of Rosso Highway, yes.
They broke ground on it on Monday,
Okay.
so it's happening.
It's happening, all right.
So how long do these studies usually take?
I don't know.
Feel like a long time.
I can get that answer for you tomorrow at work and text it to you.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's quick.
right? You have to get a lot of information. It's a NEPA, right, or something, so you have to get a lot of information.
I think it's pretty involved, yes.
Yeah.
That's SANG.
Although it could be faster.
And then we have a notice of intent to update the master plan for Macomb Township. We've been given a letter.
Yes, so this is standard protocol for when a community is undertaking a master plan or initiating a master planning or master plan update process. It just says they welcome any comments. They will eventually need to send us a draft of their plan when one is ready, and we will have an opportunity to submit written comments to them at that time.
That's crazy. Comments from the planner?
I just wanted to let you know about the tech team meeting. Let's see, Mike and I were at the tech team meeting. This was on August 12th. Two items, same person, two different properties in the industrial district, both on Production Drive. New purchaser of these two properties, both properties happen to have a container unit, had been using a container unit. I guess I don't know if either was ever legally established, but anyway, they're trying to make those container units legal. The applicant actually didn't show up, but they also needed some work, and we shared with them that some of the ordinance, the setbacks weren't quite working, and asked for them to show up next time, maybe with some revisions to their plans. We received a request from Mike Haydad, who is maybe he has a purchase agreement with the properties on the west side of Jefferson Avenue, just south of South River Road. It's 9 existing non-conforming lots that are undeveloped. And he was just looking to explore options for what can he do on those properties. I don't exactly know where he is settled, but he's looking at potentially either mixed use or residential use. And so we shared a variety of different scenarios for him. And that was a discussion-only item. And the last one was the owner of 25850 North River Road. These are two properties zoned R1A district that are undeveloped, right on the river. Wide, but not deep. And he would love to have a marina with 21 boat slips. And, we talked to him about, well, you're zoned residential, so you would need to get rezoning, and went through different scenarios with him as well. So that was a discussion only.
Okay. Well, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Comments from the floor? No. Our next meeting, Thursday, September 17th, 2026. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Ms. Devlin, Mr. Tominello. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Does anybody ever oppose?
No, but you got to ask. It's part of the rule.